Donald Trump was asked by a reporter what he thinks of this phrase that is sort of buzzing around Wall Street. And it's called taco trading, or a taco trade. And it stands for Trump always chickens out. Taco. It was coined by a journalist for the Financial Times, and it has to do with Donald Trump's trade policy, a pattern where he makes a big tariff threat, either imposes it or gets to the brink, pauses it, pulls it back a little bit, or doesn't implement it, or implements it and then sort of changes course, and the pattern it has on the markets. Donald Trump was asked about this taco, Trump always chickens out, in the Oval Office.
I gave the European Union a 50% tariff. And they called up and they said, please, let's meet right now. Please, let's meet right now. I actually asked them, I said, what's the date? Because they weren't willing to meet. And after I did what I did, they said, we'll meet anytime you want. We have an end date of July 9th. You call that chickening out? Don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty question. Go ahead. To me, that's the nastiest question.
Trump also aggressively defended his strategy here, saying, listen, the United States is the hottest country in the world. It's something he said ever since his trip to the Middle East, saying that, 6 months ago, he says the United States was stone cold dead. So Donald Trump definitely disagrees with that, even though there is a pattern that journalists as well as investors are certainly starting to notice and trying to adapt to and either sort of brace for or endure. Generally, what we have seen here is that the United States trading partners do end up with some kind of tariff, even if it's not as bad as originally promised. So when you say Trump always chickens out, you sort of have to have a big caveat there. And Canada's sort of seen it. It's the prime example of this. Donald Trump originally threatened to put 25% tariffs on basically all goods coming to the United States. He threatened and then he delayed. He threatened, then he imposed, and then he put in carve-outs. But Canada is still getting hit by tariffs on steel and aluminum. Even if Trump sort of reduces the threat or whatever the original sort of promise is, these countries, these businesses are still dealing with tariffs that weren't there in the first place and that remain incredibly difficult to navigate.